it sounds so crazy because, you know, all of the conspiracy theories throughout the years, oh, they're swapping people out, they're cloning people, blah, 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 blah. But bro, like, it's in our faces. Like, it's so, let me just play this.
On whether this is Ghislaine Maxwell or is this Ghislaine Maxwell, or are they both Ghislaine Maxwell? And in the spirit of investigative research, I decided, hey, you know what? Let's line up the photos. Let's take a close look at them, and let's try to be as objective as we can possibly be.
This is the person that they put in front of us and said that this was Ghislaine Maxwell.
So what I did was I put this photo in Photoshop along with 2 other known photos of Ghislaine Maxwell. The first thing I did is I put yellow dots where her pupils are, and then I went from the very top of the ear to the very top of the ear, which skirted right underneath her eyelids. And the reason I did this is I wanted to line up the pupils especially, but I tried to line up the pupils and the ears as well as I could. And when I got all 3 photos in place, there were 2 things that jumped off the screen right off the bat. See if it's as noticeable to you as it was to me as I show you an older picture of Ghislaine Maxwell before she went into prison. What's the first thing that jumps out at you and screams, hey, something ain't right here?
Different nose.
I'll tell you what it was for me. Number 1, it was the nose.
The eyes
Look
are
out
totally
right here,
different.
right before she went to prison. She's got kind of a W-shaped nose. It kind of dips down. Right here, it's completely absent. You don't see that. So here's before, here's after. By the way, this right here was taken from the February 9th deposition. This is February 9th, 2026, just a couple days ago, where she multiple times invoked her 5th Amendment right to be silent and not incriminate herself. So here's the deposition photo, and here's a photo before she went to prison. You see that? Now look at the line. This line right here goes from ear top to ear top, but then right here, it goes through the top of her ears. It looks like there's maybe a half to 3/4 of an inch on the top. This right here is the very top. Now, I understand there's lighting, there's camera angle. This camera angle right here could be down like this. This camera angle could be pointed up, which would kind of make things seem just a little bit uneven. But the next thing that jumped out at me was her eyelids. Apparently, there are a couple different kinds of eyelids I'm learning, the monolid and the double lid.
Like
in this pre-prison photo, you can see that she has 2 monolids.
The bottom part of the nose is not the same.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like when women get pregnant, sometimes their noses
get wider. But she ain't getting pregnant. I mean, she's. but yeah, I agree. Like that dip in the nose right there. There's no way you can tell me that that's the same person.
This right here kind of is a double, but it goes mono right there, and this is totally mono. And yet from the deposition photo, clearly 2 double lids. And I'm thinking, okay, what is going on here? So I grabbed a 3rd photo from her younger days, and you can see that a young Ghislaine Maxwell had the same thing that this Ghislaine Maxwell had.
Nose.
See right here, partial double, and then it goes on to mono. In her younger days, partial double goes on to mono. This right here is clearly mono with a partial double right there, which is consistent with this photo as well. Partial double goes on to mono, partial double goes on to mono. But then when you look at the February 9th deposition photo, full double eyelids. But the most glaring thing is that nose. I mean, look at this right here. The eyes are pretty much lined up. That's another thing too. You can see this goes pupil to pupil, but then when you go to her pre-prison photo, it's kind of on the outside of her left eye, which is on our right side. So not even the eyes line up. But the nose, come on, give me a break. That is a completely different nose. Are they trying to sell us on the idea that this is a post-plastic surgery prison nose? Are they doing plastic surgery in prison? Or is this a completely different person altogether? Because that nose and that nose ain't looking alike. But this nose and the younger nose perfectly match.
And after what
I mean, that person and the younger person look alike.
Yeah.
And the other
person looks like a different person.
That doesn't look like the same person.
Yes.
And that nose.
It looks like a person
this nose and the
from the younger person.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But yeah. And then after what we were talking about last week with the pictures of Epstein and like the documents that came out, the guy who said that they a truck pulled up that was unmarked and that they swapped the body out. They admitted to doing a fake photo shoot of the dead body in the body bag that they brought out, that it was stuffed with like pillows and stuff. But they said that they did that just because they couldn't really show the body. I think I saw something about this. Let me see if I can find it.
This is weird stuff.
Yeah, it's very strange. Like, what is going on here?
So is Jamie crazy by bringing this up, guys, or is this,
I'm just thinking
does
about.
this seem a little weird.
This is the thing. We've been talking about this for so many years. We did podcasts about this, and I want to try to find them like at least 6-7 years ago, talking about Jeffrey Epstein. And it's kind of like it's always been dismissed as like, it's fantastical, blah blah blah. And now it's like all this stuff we're finding out is real. Like Mom was just talking to me earlier, like she couldn't believe reading the documents about what they're doing with babies.
Yeah,
you know.
And I know they were killing them, and I know they were taking their blood. I didn't know they were eating them.
Eating babies.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever see
Demonic.
Did you guys see that movie that what's the Kravitz daughter did? Zoe Kravitz with
Which one?
Channing Tatum, where they were on the island. What was the name of that? It was called like
No, I don't think I saw.
you never saw that?
Mm-mm.
It's like this Hollywood elite party on an island somewhere, and
They
they start drugging the girls,
Yeah.
right? And remember what they drugged them with? Do you remember?
No.
Remember they had some kind of plant, some flower that would grow that had some pheromone in it that would make people paralyzed, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they would lose their memory.
Yeah.
Check this out. Pull this up, Mom. So turns out Jeffrey Epstein may have had a collection of highly poisonous plants known to produce a drug that blocks free will in its victims, according to newly discovered emails and the last document dump of the Epstein files. So apparently this type of flower, this girl has been digging into these documents and doing some great breakdowns. Her name is Speak with Dee on X, and she does some great breakdowns. She breaks this down.
Talk about the Trumpet plant email because so many people have been sending me this. This is an email that was sent from Jeffrey Epstein to Anne Rodriguez on March 3rd, 2014. If you guys don't know, Anne Rodriguez worked as a secretary for Jeffrey Epstein, and she also worked as one of the managers on Little St. James Island. Jeffrey emailed her saying, ask Chris about my trumpet plants at nursery. There's this user on TikTok who goes by the name of Nothing But the Facts, and they had suggested that Zora Ranch may be the place where these potted plants are being kept because Zora Ranch does have a greenhouse. It gets pretty cold in New Mexico for trumpet plants, so it's recommended to bring them inside, so it would make sense. However, I couldn't find any proof of that in the Epstein files, but I did find something very interesting. Back in 2023, a different user on TikTok did a really awesome multi-part series called The Poison Diaries, talking about different plants. One of the plants that they talked about was angel trumpet. In this video, she talks about chemical compounds in angel trumpet, and she also talks about the effects that it can have on you. Well, guess what? Jeffrey Epstein also knew about the effects of these plants, particularly the effects of scopolamine. Scopolamine is one of the chemical compounds found in angel trumpet plants, and it's considered one of the most dangerous drugs in the entire world. It can be blown into the faces of victims, it can be mixed into drinks. Within minutes, victims can turn into zombies. They're coherent, but they have no free will. Some victims have even reported emptying their bank accounts, giving all the money to robbers. There's even been reports of people self-mutilating. This naturally occurring drug can completely wipe your memory. It can also cause muscle paralysis, seizures, convulsions, and it can cause death. The thing that's really scary about it though is that it can't be found on a toxicology report, so you could get drugged but have no proof of it. Standard toxicology reports and standard autopsies don't test for scopolamine. This is something that Jeffrey Epstein knew. This is also something that's been reported for years. This is from the Hawaiian Medical Journal from 1995, and it talks about a case where a 19-year-old ingested angel trumpet tea, and even though he showed up to the ER and everyone knew that he was high as a kite, blood chemistries were completely normal, urinalysis was normal, but alcohol was undetectable, and the urine drug screen was negative. Obviously, we don't have access to all the Epstein files, but scopolamine was mentioned twice specifically in the documents that we do have access to. Once was in the email that I just talked about. The other time it was specifically mentioned was in the victim impact statement of Dr. Joseph Manzaro. Dr. Joseph Manzaro specifically mentions being drugged by scopolamine on December 26, 2014, and he also mentioned a specific address, which happens to be the address of a house that's currently for sale for $4.6 million. The timing of the sale and the release of the files is a little bit interesting, but yeah, if you want to buy a house where crimes allegedly took place, you can.
Yeah, and people were talking about that movie that she did, and she was very adamant about like she was very excited about doing this movie and the storyline. And it's like about Hollywood elites, all these government officials.
I mean, when I don't think I finished watching it,
Yeah.
but when I was seeing it, I'm like,
Seems weird.
This is like it's definitely like some Epstein stuff.
Yeah.
Like that's what they're trying to do.
And then they used the drugs from the plant, same way. But then finding out that this is a real plant, the angel trumpet plant. Mm-hmm. And, TMZ reported that Epstein may have been using these, and now come to find out that it's in the emails. So it's things are getting crazy, man. Like the stuff that's coming out, and it just makes it seem like they've been really, really trying to cover this up. Mm-hmm. The media hasn't touched it. They don't want to talk about it. Something else that came out in the documents. You guys ever purchase your child's pictures from here?
Lifetouch, yeah.
This is the biggest.
I did hear something about.
This is the biggest school photography purchasing thing in the country, right? A billionaire owns it. So schools all over the U.S. are canceling picture day due to Leon Black, the co-founder of the parent company that owns Lifetouch, being listed in the Epstein files. Lifetouch is the biggest school picture company in America and photographs millions of kids each year. Now, how easy would it be to have a database of kids if you're using the schools and taking pictures of all of them?
Yeah.
It's so crazy. Like it's hard. It's horrific.
Yeah.
But it's like
That's crazy.
and you
dude.
can
How
always
easy is
and
that?
it's people
You have
will
the
willf-
addresses.
and
Yeah,
everything
you-
Yeah.
and people will willfully allow you to take pictures of their kids because
It's a school.
it's the school and you want pictures of your kids. Like
and
this
you get
is
to just, they're nasty, depraved. I want that one.
Yeah.
I want
What did it say in the files about
horrible.
Lifetouch?
let me see what the file actually says about him.
Bro, that's scary, dude.
Yeah.
Because people get the pictures sent to their address.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I mean, I felt chills when I saw that. Like
You have Lifetouch. They had Lifetouch.
everybody uses that. Leon Black is one of the billionaire pedophiles in the files. He owns Lifetouch. Photos. Let's see. He
stolen pieces of artwork in the world.
Okay, let me see. Trying to see what it says. Picture day canceled over Epstein rumors. Okay, here it looks like a document here. Leon Black, Wall Street person 72. Sexually violent. Oh, so he was accused of being sexually violent. He's accused of SA in the documents. Epstein's friends, very powerful, 78 years. Black was sexually violent with her. Black bites parts of her. Violence are arousing for him, very painful for her. Victim of civil defamation case, blah, blah, blah. Got a call from victim woman who said she heard about the lawsuit. Black raped her 20 years ago. Epstein's townhome. Victim described it, felt pain. Like insertion was just sharp and horrific.
Yeah.
Horrific.
Don't
If
need no more.
this is true, horrific.
How far is this rabbit hole? It's like it keeps getting worse.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, but think about it, like we heard about like Mother Teresa, UNICEF, all of these organizations that are tied to supposed to be helping children are actually used as a way to, hurt them. Traffic them, hurt them. Like it's sick. It's extremely demonic. And we give our children up to it all the time because we don't think about it. And the ones who do think about it and are super paranoid about this stuff, we look at them like they're crazy.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're just being ridiculous. Like if you knew a parent that was like, nah, I don't let my kids take pictures on picture day. I don't know what they're doing with them pictures. You'd be like, come on, man. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly.
but they're right.
Yeah.
But they're right.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a new movie that's out I just watched with Jess. It's almost the same thing. He's like, I don't want to give away too much, but he looks like he's crazy and a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah.
And
He's right about everything.
yeah.
Yep.
It's a little dark humor type of movie.
But I mean, just to bring
Go ahead.
some balance.
Some
Yeah.
life.
I do think there's things that we won't know. There's things that you don't realize. Like, you know how there's a killer in your neighborhood you never knew about.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Right.
Sex offenders in the neighborhood, whatever. But never affects you. I do think that there's, we don't have to know everything. We put our trust in Jesus.
Because if you're in fear of everything,
Yeah,
then
'cause-
you're just a victim to that.
because you can be paranoid about everything and
Right.
think
Yeah.
you got your T's crossed, I's dotted, you got everything worked out, you knock on somebody's door, all the movies where they got like aluminum foil over stuff and everything's covered and they got like 20 locks.
Yeah.
So you can take things too far.
Yeah.
You can be in anxiety your whole life. No phones.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there is that point where you got to trust God.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to figure everything out. But on the other side, when these things do come out, I think it's also has something to do with
I was thinking.
Places where we've been blind.
I was thinking about Mother Teresa. That just got me. I'm like,
I was looking at her and laughing because
She wasn't changing the
Yeah.
because I was thinking about how could that be possible? How they could set us up thinking that this person is good because that's what they made.
They
her
do
to
that-
be.
they
And
do
yet
that quite
she was-
often.
Oh my God.
because
do
all you
it.
got to do is put her on a couple of TV
People
Yeah.
want
segments.
an idol.
Yeah,
They
they
want
do.
an idol. We were told that Helen Keller was this feminist, crazy, advocate, and then we find out that she couldn't speak, couldn't hear, couldn't see, couldn't write. Like, so how did she write all these papers and all these books and
Right.
give these speeches? Like, how did this happen?
Everything's been a lie.
We just talked about
Just
MLK.
know that
Right.
everything has been a lie.
Yeah. But again, are we going to be able to handle it?
Yeah.
I always think about I never remember the movie, but the one with Tom Cruise.
War of the
Castaway?
Worlds?
No, Tom Cruise,
Tom Cruise?
John, Jack,
Jack Nicholas.
Nicholas. You can't handle the truth.
Oh, A Few Good Men.
Few Good
yeah,
Men,
a few good men. There
Yeah.
you go.
I want
That-
the truth.
Yeah.
You
can't handle the
truth. Like, and that's the whole thing with. To me, that's what the government or people. Not I don't want to say government, but people who are prideful. Like, I got to do this. Even like sometimes mothers that feel like they got to do everything for their kids type
Yeah.
thing, and then you go too far with things, and then you're like, I had to do this.
Yeah.
You can't handle it.
You can't handle the truth.
But
you
in
don't want to know what's
in a sense, a lot of people don't want to know the truth.
Yeah.
A lot of people can't handle the truth.
It's the truth.
Yeah.
They're like, don't. You know, I saw this little clip with Tim Tebow, and you know he's doing all the things with rescuing trafficked children.
Yeah.
And he said he was doing this golf thing, some kind of fundraiser, and I don't remember where he was, but there were a lot of guys he was with that were rich guys in the area, and they're very wealthy. So he gets a call about something going down with his whole thing with the kids, and then they were like asking him, well, what's going on? What happened? And then he starts going into it, and they're like, wait, don't tell me. I don't want to know about that. And he's like, you guys got kids, so you don't want to know about this stuff.
Yeah.
You want to stay in your bubble?
Yeah. Because people have created a certain sense of reality that they live in.
Yeah.
You know, and to shatter that reality forces you to now not be on solid ground anymore. Yeah. And you're trying to find that footing.
It wouldn't. You never really were.
Right. Yeah. But for those that believe they are, they live in this bubble of what?
It's like the Matrix, dude. Like as you're talking, it's the Matrix. You just want to have your steak and eat your potato.
Right.
Yeah.
Give me the red pill.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's not
which
real.
one is the blue pill? Give me the blue pill.
Yeah.
I don't want to be woken up.
Yeah.
I mean, I told you about our one of our friends. I'm not going to say his name, but you know, he said that we ended up talking. I think it was the Epstein thing that came up years ago. And this is when I was still living in Williamstown. He has daughters. He's like, man, I don't want to believe this stuff is real. I just want to believe that, you know, there's butterflies and rainbows for her.
Right.
You know, I turn away from all that. But it's real.
Yeah.
This stuff is real.
That doesn't help you either.
That don't help you.
When you just try to ignore things, that's when they can catch you slipping.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. There's a thing. I brought this up here. I don't know if I showed it, but it was a story about a dad who was in the mob. And he ends up going to jail for the stuff he did. I think I brought that up, right? And he basically brought up like, I've done everything for you guys, and the daughter's like, no, you didn't. You didn't do it for us. We went through hell, and you tried to put up this whole front.
Yeah,
he's like, I handled everything. Same thing. Like, you don't know what like we did. We got affected by it.
Right.
Like they all got affected by it, even though you tried to keep it from us. You know, and so it's this whole pride thing. Like, I had to do this for you, and same thing. You can't handle the truth. I'm doing this for the American people. But really, no, you're doing it for yourself. And you think you're better than you really are. You know,
you create
you think
your
you're a better
world.
person than you really are. You create your own world.